Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to tell you about something really interesting which I discovered during my 1-year-long experiment where I switched from stainless steel pots to glass ceramic ones. Now if you like me, you'll probably throw most of your dishes into the dishwasher out of convenience. If that's the case, you can relate to this. And you know how it is. You start to cook and then you end up with a mess, like dirty pots, cutlery, plates, and after a long day of work, school, or you're just ready to chill in front of the TV, the last thing you want to do is stand there and scrub your dishes. So we just pop most of it into the dishwasher, right? And I usually choose a high temperature long cycle, around 65 to 70 degrees, thinking of course the dishes will come out clean. But here's the thing, they weren't as clean as I thought, and I didn't even realize this for years. But that all changed when I tried a different kind of cookware. When I used stainless steel pots, it was really hard for me to spot any residue because the material isn't transparent. However, when I switched to glass cookware, everything changed. All of a sudden, I could see the smudges and spots on the pots itself right after the dishwasher finished. And this just made me realize that my cookware wasn't as clean as I initially thought. So let me show you an example. Here's a glass ceramic pot fresh out of the dishwasher where I cook potatoes. You can clearly see the smudges around the pot and several spots at the bottom. It's obvious that it's not clean, and if you don't wash it again, you'll end up cooking on top of that residue. Now here's a stainless steel pot. At first glance it looks clean, but if you look closely, even though it just came out of the dishwasher, you can still see some old residue. And honestly, I used to overlook this all the time, cooking again and again in dirty pots without even realizing it. So what exactly is this residue, and could it actually be bad for your health? Well, let's break it down. First of all, we have the worst case residue, which includes undissolved dishwasher detergent. So sometimes detergent doesn't fully dissolve. That means surfactants, phosphates, chlorine compounds, artificial fragrances and dyes stay on your pots. These chemicals are designed to strip grease, not to be eaten. Then we have grease and old food particles. If your dishwasher has clogged filters, weak spray arms, or is even overcrowded, little bits of food and grease can stay stuck to your pots. This can harbor bacteria like E. coli or Salmonella, or worst effects, nausea, bloating, diarrhea, which is especially risky if you have a sensitive immune system. And over time, this could lead to gut irritation, allergic reactions, and even toxin buildup. And then we have mold or mildew residue. If your dishwasher isn't super clean, especially around the seals or spray arms, mold spores can land on your dishes. Worst effects, allergies, gut issues, and even respiratory irritation if you breathe it in. Alright, so that covers the bigger concerns. But even if your dishwasher is working fine, there are still some smaller everyday residues that can show up. While they are usually less of a big deal, they can cause minor issues over time. So let's take a look at what they are. First, we have hard water mineral deposits. These look like white spots or chalky film. They are not dangerous unless you ingest huge amounts, but they do make your pots feel gritty. Next, we have rinsate film. Sometimes too much rinsate leaves a slippery or sticky feeling. It can be harmful depending on the rinsate you are using, especially if you have a sensitive stomach. And lastly, saponified grease. This happens when leftover oils react with detergent. It looks cloudy or filmy and can mildly irritate your skin or stomach. Okay, so now that we've gone over what can stick to your dishes, let's get into some super simple ways to deal with it. So what you can do about it is, once the dishwasher is finished, take it out and then use a mild detergent and soft sponge and give it a quick hand rinse. This removes any leftover chemicals or food particles that the dishwasher missed. Or the best option would be hand wash right after cooking. If you have time, skip the dishwasher for your pots completely. Hand wash them with gentle dish soap and warm water to avoid any chemical exposure. So a couple of easy habits can make a pretty big difference. That's it for today. I hope that you learned something new. And remember, the next time you unload your dishwasher, take a closer look at your cookware too, because it's the little habits that can make a huge difference in our health and even our skin over time. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.